Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon everyone. My name is Salsadi Nabila. On this opportunity, I would like to presentation cross-cultural understanding about culture shock and cultural conflict. Well, with the wasting the time, let me begin. Culture shock. The definition of culture shock is the trauma you experience when you move to different culture than your home culture. Culture shock is the personal disorientation that a person may feel when experiencing an unfamiliar way to a life due to immigration or visiting a new country, or moving between social circles, as well as a simple journey to another type of life. A. Causes of culture shock. Apart from the language barrier, frustration, anxiety, and stress also occur when people are unable to do all the things they normally do in everyday life. Another source of considerable suffering for some people is not being able to eat the food they normally eat. Anyone wishing to live and work abroad should be prepared to make major changes in their diet and familiarize themselves with local food. And the last is the issue of value. A person can experience considerable stress and anxiety when they live in a different culture with a values different from their own. B. The symptoms of shock culture. General symptoms of culture shock include 1. Irritation, 2. Homesickness, 3. Loneliness, 4. Nervousness, 5. Loss of appetite, 6. Sleepiness, 7. Feeling tired, 8. Extreme pride in one home culture, 9. Hypersensitivity or excitability, 10. Confusion, 11. Incompetent or etc. C. Stage of shock culture and cultural adjustment. Culture shock can be described as consisting of at least one four distinct phases: honeymoon, negotiation, adjustment, and mastery. During the first few weeks, most people are fascinated by the new culture. They associate with citizens who speak their language and who are polite to foreigners. This period was full of new observation and discoveries. D. Coping shock culture. Culture shock can be prevented by striving to be more culturally relativistic and flexible in thought and behavior. By developing a real enthusiasm for learning about the host culture by forming real and intercultural relationship. Successful cross-cultural communication is a fairly straightforward proportion. For the next is cultural conflict. Intercultural communication is communication between members of different cultures. In intercultural communication, people will face with different perception, attitudes, and interpretation. Even two people from the same culture can have communication problems. A. The cause of cultural conflict. Cultural conflict occurs as a result of ethnocentrism, misinterpretation, and stereotype. Ethnocentrism often involves the belief that one's own race or ethnic group most important, or that some all aspect of its culture are superior others group. This ethnocentrism attitude causes people to be critical of individuals from different cultures. Stereotypes are generalizations of group people based on past experience, which are deeply rooted in the people psyche. These stereotypes evolve from jokes, textbooks, movies, and television. Stereotypical beliefs prevent us from seeing people as individuals with unique characteristics. Negative stereotypes can lead to prejudice, suspicion, intolerance, or hatred toward members of other cultural groups. B. Dealing with cultural conflict. All kinds cultural conflict due to ethnocentrism, misinterpretation, and stereotype can be prevented by raising awareness of our own attitudes and sensitivity to cross-cultural difference. There are some ways dealing with cultural conflict. 1. If you were the target of an offending bully or witness the incident, please tell us clearly and simply that the harasser is highly offensive. 2. If the behavior is threateningly aggressive, tell someone. 3. It doesn't matter who is involved in a negative interaction. If we witness it, it is important that someone action is taken immediately. Alright, I think that's all my presentation. Thank you very much. Good afternoon everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.